Okay, so here's a real post, word for word. Quote, I have never cheated in my life at chess. Quote, I have no idea why I was banned. I even appealed and they denied it. That's chess.com user Stella Way, account permanently closed for what the site calls a fair play violation. No stolen queen, no smoking gun, just closed. And look, before you say it, some cheaters say that exact same sentence, I know. But some of the people saying it are telling the truth. That's the actual problem tonight. Go over to the Counter-Strike side and it's the same shape of post. A guy, handled just mystery, gets VAC banned and writes, quote, this has been a shock to me as I've always respected the rules. The replies underneath aren't curious, they're done. One user, Axel, quote, but odds are you were cheating, so too damn bad, don't cheat. Another, Froggy, quote, you're banned, there's nothing you can do about it. Honestly, most people who say I never cheated did cheat, that's just base rate. But most isn't all, and the system that decided both of these people's fates never once explained itself to either of them. Then there's the quieter complaint, and it's honestly weirder. Players just don't know what the system is even measuring. On FACEIT, one player, SKOSH, flat out says, quote, FACEIT has their own trust factor system for CS2, and it doesn't work. Another player in that same thread swears it tanked his score for no reason he can find. Two players, one anti-cheat, two completely different guesses about what it's doing. That's not a bug report. That's what it looks like when nobody's allowed to see the rubric. Okay, here's where I have to tell you something about me, because it actually matters for this one. I build models like this for a living. Not this exact one, I've never touched Valve's code. But the shape of the thing, a system that watches a pile of numbers come in and decides, somewhere past a line I drew myself, that this isn't normal anymore, I've built that. I've tuned that line. I know exactly what it looks like from the other side. So when someone asks me how anti-cheat knew it was them, I know the honest answer. It's not the one you're picturing. Because it's not watching your aim. Not really. Valve's engineer John McDonald laid this out at GDC 2018. Quote, what we actually want is 140 of them. We stuff those into the model and we're like, hey, if you were to present this sequence of 140 shots to a juror, what is the likelihood you would get a conviction? 140 shots. Pitch and yaw, how your crosshair moved right before and right after you fired. Valve's own word for that little bundle is an atom. It's not judging one flick, it's judging the shape of 140 of them and asking if that shape looks human. And here's why Valve trusted it. McDonald said human reviewers convict 15 to 30% of the time back in 2018. VACNet convicted 80 to 95. Same evidence, different reader, wildly different verdict. FACEIT says almost the identical thing about its brand new system, just in plainer words. Quote, when it sees play that no human could realistically produce, it flags it. Not when it sees the wall hack running, when it sees a shape a hand shouldn't be able to make. Chess.com put a number on how careful they are about that shape. 85% of closures happen with zero human review. And in the first 3 months of this year, 28,000 people appealed. They granted 0.2%. Not 2%, 0.2. Out of every 500 people who appealed, roughly 1 got their account back. Okay, here's my actual read on all 3 of these companies. And this part's mine, not theirs. First thing, every single one of them refuses to show you the line. Chess.com says it outright. Quote, players who cheat are reading this as well. And everybody hears that as evasive, like they're hiding something shameful. It isn't that, it's the actual math. Publish exactly where the boundary sits, and a cheat developer walks right up to it and stops. Stays 1 inch inside forever, invisible. The secrecy you hate is the only reason the system still catches anyone at all. Publish the line, and you haven't made it fair. You've handed out a map. Second thing, and this is the one everybody gets backwards, that 0.2%, most people read it as the model is almost never wrong. That's not what it means. It means the model was tuned to rarely be wrong. Those are 2 different sentences. In my world, we'd call this a precision and recall trade-off. Forget the jargon, here's the plain version. You can build a system that catches almost every cheater, and it'll occasionally nail an innocent person. Or you can build one that almost never touches an innocent person, and it'll quietly let some real cheaters walk. You cannot max out both at once. Every anti-cheat on Earth is choosing, on purpose, who it's willing to fail. Chess.com chose to protect the accused over catching every offender. That's not an accident. Someone signed off on that. Third thing, the quiet one, and honestly the one that gets me the most. When your appeal gets reviewed, it isn't a fresh set of eyes. It's the same data the model was trained to flag, read back by someone whose whole job is trusting that model. That's not a second opinion. That's the same exam graded twice by the same rubric, which is exactly why appeals almost never land. Not because everyone who appeals is lying, because the process was never built to disagree with itself. And here's the part that actually proves none of this is some all-seeing oracle. This August, Valve quietly shipped a portal where humans just watch clips and label them. Aim assist, wall hack, bot, skip. Why? Because that whole 2018 corpus, built on those 140-shot atoms, went stale. CS2 shipped on a new engine in 2023, and the way people actually move a mouse shifted underneath the model. There's a real term for that in my field, domain shift. The world moved, the training data didn't. So Valve's rebuilding it from scratch, with people again. That's not a company hiding a perfect machine. That's a company admitting their model rotted and needs to be taught all over. Now the wall, because I owe you this part every video. Valve hasn't published one accuracy number for the new system, and they haven't said who gets invited to label clips or why. FACEIT has never published a false positive rate, and their especially effective line against AI cheats is their own claim, unaudited. And Chess.com's appeals, like I said, get reviewed on the same signals that flagged you in the first place. Self-reported isn't false, it also isn't proof. Both of those sit true at the same time. So here's where that actually leaves you. Stella Way's post, Mystery's post, they're not crazy for feeling like nobody will explain it to them. Nobody will. But it isn't a person judging you, and it isn't some villain hunting you. It's an ordinary model, the same category of thing I build for a living, drawing a line through a pile of numbers and measuring how far outside it you fall. This channel spent the last few videos asking who the matchmaker thinks you are. Turns out, Anti-Cheat's asking almost the same question. It's just willing to end your account over the answer. Go read the sources yourself. They're all public. Nobody's stopping you.